Hello everyone, this is Peter Stone. I'm here in Bangkok, Thailand. I know for a lot of you it's 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night, maybe even midnight. And, excuse me. I know a lot of people hop on their phones late at night or hop on their computer. I think at this time of day is a good time to review. Let me just fix my hair a little bit, get it neat for you. So, what do you do? What are you thinking about before you go to bed? At the end of the day, do you just hop in bed, go to sleep, or I think a lot of us think about the day, but how do we think about our day at the end of the day? And how do we think about our day coming up? So we're in the moment, we're in the now moment. And I like to bring myself into the now moment opportunity. That's where the greatest opportunity is, right in the now. Because we get a chance to review the day that passed. And in the day that passed, we can think, what did I really do good today? What are some of the things that I did good? Some of the things that I achieved, whether it was at work, or with my family, with my friends, with fitness, with health, with diet, just the upside of the day. So, maybe even a little notepad. I know next to my bed, I always have a pad. I always have a pencil. I have a stack of not a stack, but I have a bunch of 3x5 cards. I have 5x8 cards, okay? I have cards next to my bed. I have books next to my bed. I have papers next to my bed. Because when I go to sleep, I want to kind of take an inventory, if you will. And I don't necessarily write it out, but it's nice to write out 2 columns. 1 column on the left or the right. You pick the side. It doesn't really matter. I don't think the order matters. There's the upside of the day, and we can call it the downside of the day. We can look at the things that we didn't accomplish that we wanted to, or we didn't feel good, or we did something or said something we maybe kind of regretted and didn't give us a good vibe, and didn't give someone else a good vibe. And we all have days where we're really in our moment. Great days. Oh, I had a great day today. And then there are days that we think, we didn't. So why didn't we? What is difficult to change the moment? And I have the flip the switch of centeredness that took me many, 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 many years. It's my switch, my imaginary switch. When I get off track, I hit that switch and I pull myself to the center, and I bring myself present. Back to the present moment and find the opportunity of what I can do, because I caught myself. The more we practice, the more we remain aware of our mind, the greater our mind management. And for a lot of us, mind management means our mind manages our actions, which means we just go about, our mind is in control, but it's not a controlled mind. So mind management means we actually, it can be a little deep for some people, But for me, it took a long time because I had a lot of crap in my life. I mean, I partied so hard, it took me years to get out of my stuff. I mean, really, I was so uncomfortable, and I had anger, and I was not nice. I mean, I had partied really hard, and I didn't know what to do except for I stopped the drinking, the drugs. I stopped all this stuff. And I was raw, baby. I was raw. And I didn't like it. So what did I do? I studied. I worked. I looked for every possible thing. I worked so hard. And I continue to work hard to feel good now. It's not necessary to feel bad. And I'm here to help you with shortcuts. The shortcuts I got. The management, the mind management I've been able to achieve blows me away, quite frankly. Things that used to baffle me, and I couldn't control my thoughts. Why am I feeling this way? Why am I thinking that? I even at times have to stop, pull over on the side of the road. I mean, that was extreme many years ago. It was to the point I couldn't make a decision. A blue t-shirt, pocketed, or a green one. 30 minutes, there was a time. Extreme. Again, that was very extreme. But I was there. So I know the deepest of pain. In awe of people around me, and I couldn't even look at people in the eye. But now, many years later, with a lot of practice and not quitting and not giving up and not saying, what's the use? No way. Because there is use. You've got a life to live. And if you're not in the space, I mean, we're all at different levels. I'm not here to judge or anything. I'm just here to share. Wherever you are in your life, there's all kinds of places we're at. And it's not just our life. Sometimes it's just a moment. Sometimes it's a situation that makes, I know. I mean, sometimes we get into a thought that like, oh man, everything is dark. But it's just a one thought, and it seems to make the whole world dark. Our life dark. Everything about our life and our being dark and like useless. I've had those. And we all get moments like we don't feel so good and like, you know, we don't want to do something. We don't have the energy. And we're kind of moping, and our perspective of things is not up. So I continually work on the upside, the half-full glass of water. And people, over the years, I found myself responding. Like, I'm looking at some Facebook posts here. I'm like, somebody says, it's not bad. This is not a bad thing to do. Wait a minute. Let's just get some real mind management here going on. England, when I lived in England back in 2007, 2008, 2009, which is a little more negative than the United States, but the dictionary having 5 times, the Oxford Dictionary, by the way, has, I don't check any other dictionaries, I just know this one, has 5 negative words to every positive one. That's more than 80%. That's something like 87% and some fraction of negative words in the dictionary, right? That we're taught from, that we look at, that we scan at mentally if we look at the dictionary. Now we can go right to a word, we can find out what it means. So all through the centuries, the decades, this is damage. This is deep damage we've all been taught. Oh, how are you? Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. And actually, the person is really in a pretty good state. So we've heard it so much. So how's your business going? Well, not bad. I mean, okay, why don't we say pretty good? The word in the mind is, for some people, a picture. Some people, it's a vibration. Some people, it's a feeling. All of those, whether we're physical, audio, visual, or kinesthetic, they all have kind of the same effect on us. When you ask me every morning, like at Dunkin' Donuts or at Starbucks or wherever you are, how you doing? Well, not bad. Again and again and again, all through the day, and you go for lunch and you see your friend, you haven't seen him for a while. Well, how you doing? Well, not bad. Oh, okay, you're coming home, you see your wife or you see your family or see somebody, or you're out having dinner and you go, well, how you doing? Not bad. Well, that's 3 times that you said bad. When I say mind management, something I've been working on for decades, for years and years and years. I mean, I just found this one little notebook back from 2014. I've got stacks of these, filled with notes. I sit and I go to events and I listen to the best, and I have libraries, and we have it all online. But I funneled it all in so tight to make my life truly a sculpture. And it's not that, oh, I'm great or I'm big or any better than anybody else. No, not at all. Matter of fact, I always used to look up at everybody. Everybody's bigger than me, better than me. I was in that space. Like, I didn't feel good. What do they call it? Self-esteem. What did I do? I went out and bought, when Amazon started out, I got like 20 books on self-esteem. Ironically, when my daughter was born, I think, what's the guy's name? Kennedy or Mick Kennedy? I forget. I read the book back in 1999. For me, in my home, upstairs in my office in Maryland, where I did a lot of quiet time work. I did a lot of work there on myself. Matter of fact, I rewrote books that were, like positive thinking, and I took every negative, or the way I like to call it, less than useful word out of that book. I took every disempowering word out of that book. And you can say pie in the sky. I'll tell you what, it was a training. I rewrote a 200 and something page book by hand. I've got the books, I've got the copy. And I replaced, so I read books and I change and I put the word I. Not you. When I'm reading a book and I'm talking about you, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me. I am the one that's feeling this. I am the one that must change. I am the one that must do these things. Not you. You know how this, you know how that. And then I got to the point where I had read so many empowering books, personal empowerment, that they were kind of all the same. They all say the same thing, just a different flavor. Different words, same words. But what I really identified, and I started reading again, I go, oh, not another one where 60, 70, 80% of the focus on is the anchor. You know how bad this is, and how, you know what? I know how damn bad stuff can get. It sucks. Horrible. Awful. That's why I have such a big library. Around the world. I have a library in England. I have a library in America. I have a library in Thailand. In my home, in my company, I have libraries. Videos, audios, books. And I rewrote this book. And I rewrote book. Every word that was less than useful, any word that is negative, I changed to positive. So, when someone says, oh, well, that's negative, that's dark, I said, no, that lacks light. lacks light. 3 times a day. So how you feeling? Oh, pretty good. Not great. That's okay. If you're not feeling great, don't say great, because now you're not being congruent. Just get real. If you're feeling awful, like I'm not feeling very good right now. I could feel a lot better. What did I say? I said good. I said better. I never said bad. I never said awful. I never said terrible. So I'm not, man, I say that, my gut feels bad. It feels not very good when I say all those words like that, okay? It's serious stuff. I'm feeling it in my solar plexus because it brings bad energy. It brings less than useful energy. So you can see how you can manage your words. Rather than using the word BAD, I used less than useful, less than positive. So what is the opposite of negative? Well, it's less than positive, less than useful, less than good. I could feel better. Not as good as I would like to feel. So when we start doing this, I do this with disease and everything. I see these posts about illness and stuff on Facebook. I block them. Block people about illness. I understand you're trying to help people, but I'll tell you what. I'll go to Whole Foods or some place. They'll ask me if I'm doing a preventative thing, like there's kids growing gardens. They get a lot of money out of me because we're multiplying the positivity and growing organic gardens for kids. So I'm looking out my window in the little town of Manchester by the Sea, and there is this children's, of all places, people wearing pink ribbons, the football team wearing, marketing illness and being unwell. Marketing it. Make us all conscious that we are supposed to be less than well. No way. I won't have anything to do with it. And I hope you won't either. If there are people that are unwell in your life, talk to them about changing how it is that they got unwell in the first place. Don't empower them. Poor, oh, look, this is the struggle, the battle. No. If I listed all the things I've healed of myself, going from my pancreas to my liver to my foot to, a lot of things, to my wrist, that there's a big bump here. I broke it when I was 20, drinking, playing hockey. I levitated, broke it, bit a hole through my lip, gashed my head. But I kept on smiling, right? I fixed it. I kept on going. I have an extra bone in my hand. So sometimes it gets a little ached, but I'll tell you what, very rarely, actually the most time I feel the pain is when massage therapist thinks they need to push on this thing and it's like a muscle bump and they push it away. That's not the case. I said, please don't do that. That hurts if you're trying to, fix my broken bone. It's all patched up with calcium has built up and built a stronger bone. We rebuild. And when I eat, I'm talking with Pam, my wife, over in her office over here in the morning, and I'm telling her, like, I get amazed. I'm amazed that I had a very, fungus in my toe. Like, I'm reading all this stuff to get rid of it, taking penicillin for 6 months and all. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. I didn't do it. I did something else. Much more natural. Much more less expensive. Much more taxing on my system. And I have cured myself. I don't know about you, but I cure myself because when I eat nutritional, organic food, I'm like feeling it in my whole being. I feel it and I'm like, it's talking to my cells. I say, go there, baby, and heal my cells, heal my foot, heal my pancreas, heal my liver. But I drank, and you can go to the www.thetaiday.com and get such cool herbs. Look, I'm not trying to sell stuff, I am. But I'm trying to sell you on a better life, a healthier life. One where I had this old friend I met a long time ago in Arizona. And she helped Peter Stone. And I would see her every now and then in Arizona. She'd help us with the fair. And then I had her come help us do some work in the 2000s year, 2008, 9. And her focus was on the big C and this, that. I heard it. And I'm like, look, I can't really deal with this because this is not, I said, look, this is the solution. Diet, health, fitness. Keep away from the chemicals. Don't spray your lawn. Don't brush your teeth with poison. Don't wash your skin with poison. Don't put poison on your pets. Don't feed them poison. Keep away from it. And breathe fresh air and cut the stress. And I want to remind people, I don't have my book here. I had an MRIT about 3 weeks ago. So I misquoted on one of the videos. It was somebody else who had a 55 in their stress. Pam had a 46 in her stress, which is below halfway. It's pretty good. But she takes on a lot. She's like running this company now. I ran it for many, many years. She finally is like running the whole operation. While I sit here and get out to the world and share my 32 years of experience with life and business and travel to over 100 countries. Man, I have been banged up, beaten, had every challenge that a lot of you have had. I may have had a few more opening companies in different countries. Like, I didn't speak the language in Thailand. I knew nothing about it, but I built a company here. Because I said, I'm gonna do it. Just like I said I did not like 5 years of a fungus in my toenail. I said, that's ugly, I don't like it, I'm getting rid of it. First, mind management. Mind management spills out into the body, into the cells of our being, into our etheric energy. And furthermore, when our energy and our ether and our etheric energy, our field around us, is so positive and so uplifting that stuff that comes to you, guess what? I mean, my mindset is it's not coming. There is nothing coming here that's not going to be useful for me. Why? Because it's going to bounce off my energy field and go to someplace else that has a less than positive charge to it, and that is where the pain and suffering will go. I'm not taking it. I don't accept it. It's a mindset. It's an energy pathway. A lot of practice, a lot of help. I got one little cassette tape from Deepak Chopra after I went to Life Mastery with Tony Robbins 9 days on the Big Island in Hawaii, doing the longest fire walk in the world at the time, 43 feet, and then getting up on this 50-foot pole and jumping. I have a picture of it. I post it every now and then because you let go of the crap behind you. I mean, Tony's a powerful guy. I learned a lot from him. That's how I did my company. But I have the benefits. I don't like everything about Tony. I don't like everything about me. And I don't like everything about Brenda Burchard, but I like a lot about what they do. Okay? None of us, it's not like everything we do is, we're always, why we work on ourselves. Just, that's what keeps us going. The spiraling out, I have spiral jewelry in our line of jewelry here. I mean, this is the Reiki symbol right here, right? Spiraling out is your energy. So I did, back in the 90s, early 90s, a spiral collection of jewelry. I just was so empowered by spirals. And that New Grange, the oldest landmark that's still intact, that's kind of, I don't know if it's a sacred space or a magical place. It's 4,000 years old, and you can walk down the tunnel. I did it, 300 feet. And at the lowest point in December 21st, the sun goes straight down that tunnel. I went there, and they have a triple spiral outside. Who knows? I don't know what it all means. There's lots of theories. But I know if you're spiraling outwards, you're not collapsing inwards. Your energy is always going out, and you're building and growing and multiplying, which should be the positive, not the less than useful. Don't talk about it. If it doesn't lift you up and it doesn't lift anyone else up, don't talk about it. I'm just looking at a little post in the little town, Manchester by the Sea I grew up in. And someone's like, well, yeah, some 30-something. And I'm like, well, so what? That's like labeling people. Man, like, who are you to label somebody else? I mean, that's just like living out of fear, okay? False evidence that appears real. So we should be supporting and helping. You know, why not go out and help people? Why not help those that can't help themselves? Why not wake up people? My daughter used, Dad, don't say that. That's not nice. I would be in stores and I would like ask people questions at cashiers and like they were so mechanical. No life in them, just mechanical. You could see they did this all day. They had no life, no fire, no vibrancy. And man, some people do that all their life. My job is to shake them up with tough love. Slap them on the side of the head, slap them on the face, kindly. And sometimes, yeah, I was a little bit brash about it. And I go, yeah, you know, my daughter's probably right. Sometimes I'm a little overly on it. And it's one of those moments where, okay, Peter, step back, get in the moment, hit the switch, and do that a little differently. So that is what the journey of life is about, right? We're always improving because we're just so perfectly imperfect as human beings. Perfectly imperfect as human beings. So what? That's us. And stop beating yourself up. I stopped beating myself up not many years ago, 6 or 7. Not so long ago did I decide that it was okay for Peter to be Peter. So I'm here being Peter, sharing with you like the best and the worst of me. Whatever it is, there's no worst. There's just the pathway of life that we're all together on. And I see so much separation. No! Stop it. I can't, it's like no longer. I'm not accepting it. I've decided I actually can make change. Because I'm showing up every day, and the people who want to go along for the ride, please join in the positive force to make change. Because when I react with a less than positive response, and I plug in and I argue and I fight, then what have I done? I've built a bigger magnet for like the opposite side of the positive magnet is what I'm building if I do that stuff. So people wonder why. Well, why are things so screwed up? Why? Because you keep multiplying that energy with your stupid crap and comments. There's one woman, her name's Joanne, and she just posts the greatest, loving, kindest stuff on Facebook. I was telling my wife this morning. I said, you remember Joanne from Chin? I mean, that woman is just amazing. I mean, she's pretty well do. She's got a horse farm, and she's living it, and she's kind and caring consistently. This isn't like once in a while. I mean, this is her core. The world needs you if you're not in that space. It doesn't matter what's going on. You got money, you don't have money. You got sunshine, you don't have sunshine. Your feet are wet. Look, it rains in front of my factory. People walk here in a foot of rain. They don't whine or complain. Their wages isn't as good as yours. They don't whine or complain. It's life. You know what they do? They get here, they dry their feet off, and they continue. They continue. Right? When I first came to Thailand, and I was here in 87, and this happened in 1989, and it was about this time of year. And in the south of Thailand, it can rain really bad, and they had this flood. Torrential downpour, flooded a village. Front page of the Bangkok Post is this woman beaming, smiling, and behind her was a boat floating, a rowboat floating, which means she's standing in waist-high water. She had her pad thai noodle cart cooking away with the biggest smile I've ever seen. And this is why I did the website, thetaiday.com, because I've learned so much from the Thai people that I don't get in the West very often. Wine, 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 wine. No! Get off it. Get over it. Make something happen. And if you're making something happen, I am not talking about you. I'm talking about the people that aren't. And I invite you because I probably did at some time. I complained. To manage the mind. Because you can do it. You can take the worst of a mindset and flip it and turn it around. So the lady's cooking her noodles in the photograph. No videos, no phones, no YouTube, no nothing. 1989. And I captioned this picture. She was in the flood, serving noodles, got to eat, got to make money, got to feed her family. Or herself, at least. The generals are inspecting the area, as the subcaption said. They were there to inspect and see how bad the damage was. We can see this is a main road in the middle of a village town, and she's up to her waist in water. She's smiling, and I'm thinking, how is that? How is this woman up to her, past her butt, up to her waist in water, smiling really brightly? The land of smiles, Thailand. And I said, wow. The attitude. The attitude. Attitude is everything. And just, look, it's life. So why stress? Why stress? Why bother? Why use the big W word, the 5-letter W word, where people are overly concerned about stuff that won't happen? Like 90% of the things we're concerned about never happen. The other 10%, we can deal with it, or we deal with it. Maybe that doesn't even happen either. All the ghosts and goblins and things that get in our head that we think about, it's garbage. Garbage. I did that myself. I had to work on this. Because one day I said, Peter, when I used to worry, right? Worry. No. That's a 5-letter crappy word. It's terrible. Get it out of your mind. Replace it When I was overly concerned about certain things, I said, wow. One day, after reading so many books, after listening to so many people, I said, well, there was a story, I'm not going to go into it, but that goes with it, that I had thought about something so long, and I was so almost sick about doing business when I first started something way back in 1985. And it was about a shipment coming into the United States from Taiwan when I had my stores in Key West, Florida. And I was reading the customs import rules about everything having to have a sticker on it, made in Taiwan in this case. It was beautiful. Ship, furniture, portholes, side windows of ships made into beautiful coffee tables. So for my stores in Key West, Florida, I'm thinking, how are we going to do this? And I called the guy, Tony Lin in Taiwan. I said, look, Tony, at $13 a minute from the ship. And I'm trying to think, how are we going to do this? For 3 weeks, I had this on my mind. And I had thought about it so much, I forgot about it. Next thing I know, the shipment is in Miami, cleared, and I forgot about it. And all that pain and W word, well, I'll just use it, worry, never existed. It wasn't real. This guy had imported so much, he knew exactly what to do. I didn't have to get in the picture. I didn't have to do anything. It was all done for me. So when we let the universe do our work and use intention, I expect only the best to happen. And it does. You just ask my daughter. There's always parking. She knows that. She's experienced it. She even tells her friends that. I don't understand it. My dad's always going, she does understand it today. Because she uses it. The law of positive expectation. Use it. Please practice it. Work on it. You'll be amazed. So back to Deepak Chopra, his 7 laws of spiritual success on a cassette tape. I listened to that more than 300 times after I finished Tony Robbins' Life Mastery. And I studied his Ayurvedic course when I was riding my bicycle, which brings me to the subject of parallel leveraged action. That means I know people walk and listen to stuff, and they rock and they run and listen to stuff. I rode my bike and I listened to stuff, but I call that, you can do this many things. So now I ride my bike, I do it hands-free. I rode then hands-free. I listen to Deepak Chopra. I'm doing 3 things, plus I'm getting vitamin D in the sun. I mean, real parallel leverage, not multitasking. Distraction. Doing things that are all the same, stacked up. Empowering the moment, getting real leverage, real efficiency, real effective from the time spent doing it. That's that. That's it. Parallel leveraging. Use it. Do it. Get your mind in a place. I'm doing a course coming up because I've done the course. I'm experienced. I'm not selling a course that somebody taught me. Like, I learned this from so-and-so. I mean, Tony Robbins, I learned from here. I learned so many tools from all these people. Then I implemented it. I took action, and I figured it out, because I had to try things. And he said, do this. I did that. I did this. I did that. I hit walls. No, I don't really like that type of attitude, so I changed it. It's got to belong to me. It's my adventure. It's not Tony's, it's not Brendan's, it's not Deepak's, it's not anybody else's. It's my adventure. It's your adventure. Don't try to be like them. I did, I tried to be. I thought, after going to Life Mastery for 9 days that I should change like that. 1999. Hello, it's 2019. 20 years later, I'm kind of in my element. I'm feeling like I'm myself. I'm feeling like after working so hard, thinking, quiet time. My wife even said to me, Peter, you're not working. What are you doing? Well, on my desk, this book sits, Think and Grow Rich. I have the original Success before that book by Napoleon Hill, The Laws of Success, and a lot of other cool books. They're not all that thick. Some are really skinny. And I love the skinny books. Paramahansa Yogananda. Keep it simple. And there was one thing that got me through everything, like this bracelet I wear still today. This bracelet has the words vibrant energy on it, focused action, and a disciplined day. Peter Stone has a line of words that matter. I've been doing this for a long time, making jewelry with words on it, way back since 2000 or before. Why? To empower myself. I went to a Robbins event in 2005, and I made this ring. I don't have it, which was courage, faith, and action. Inside this ring, big ring, I put it on every day, boom. Like a Superman ring, right? That's our connection. So, the words that matter connect with the mind management. When we're out of sorts and we look at the jewelry, and we're seeing the jewelry that say, oh man, I got to remember to do this. I got to get back into my space. It's a trigger, a visual. But I'll tell you, you don't want a cheap word connection. If you go buy something cheap, it looks cheap, it feels cheap, I got it cheap. What's the energy? What's the vibration? Are you trying to be cheap with your energy? Are you trying to be cheap with your words, with your mindset, with your life? Are you trying to have a cheap life? I'm trying to have a rich life. Tell you what, the adventure I've gone through since I was a kid, this big, traveling to 100 countries, building companies around the world, still at it, physically fit, more fit now on Route 66 than I was back when I was probably 26. Definitely, no probably about it. No probably about it. And I love it. Why? The more energy I have, the more I want, the more I spiral out. Do I feel like it every day? I don't. No way. But my lovely wife, it spilled off. Peter, let's go swimming. Last night, 7 o'clock after work, we went swimming. A power swim under the exact first quarter of the moon. Right overhead on the swimming pool. The pool was flat and beautiful. You've seen some of the pictures of that pool. The lights, it was just exquisite. And some birds, night birds singing. And the flowers, the lilawadi flowers. After work, it's not really work. It's a passion. Doing what we love to do. When we first started this business, we went to a farm. We went on a trip in northern Thailand, and I still use this every now and then because I'm probably a kind of an unserious business guy. It's the way I am. It's my adventure. I probably could have a lot more money in the bank if I worked so hard and I sweated so hard. I sweat a lot. I work hard. But if I did it in a way where I never saw my daughter, like I would go to work at 11 o'clock in the morning or noontime and make sure we bonded when she was growing up. I have pictures. We're playing the piano together. Another one, she's on my back. We're working on a computer together. We did it together. I have no regrets. We have a bonding and a relationship. I didn't miss a beat with my family for money. I've connected and cared. And with the Thai people, yeah, I can be cheaper. I can be tighter. I don't have to pay them as much. I can work a 6-day work week and make them come to work 6 days a week, but I don't. We have a 5-day work week. Money is important, but life and vibrancy and energy and health is much more important, because it's easy to get money today. It's easy to make money. Turn on, sell anything online. Buy it low over here, sell it high over there. It's that simple. I've been buying low, selling high way before the internet. It's simple. But do what you love to do. If it's work, 18 hours a day, and you miss your family, and you got a nanny, and you never see your daughter until it's graduation day, and you wonder what the hell happened, or your son, or any of your children, you say, wow, that was fast, and you missed it. You missed it. Don't miss it. I can show you how. You can click on the link and go in the comments here. I put a link. You can go to Peter Stone Live. Still under construction, but sign up, because when I get this course out, the mind management, then the 3-day seminar, you're going to love it, and it's going to change your life. You'll do the changing, I'll do the inspiration, and we'll dance together. Because at my events, you will dance. You will never leave the same as you come in. Never. I promise you that. Unless you are so stuck that you refuse to change. You can't come. You gotta be flexible. There would be no reason for you to come anyway if you refuse to change. So why would you go? I get it. Peter Stone, lunchtime in Thailand. My lovely wife has got another Thai buffet of healthy food, like she always does, every day. Such a kind, caring, loving lady. My angel, I am lucky, 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 because there's all kinds of people in the world, and Pam is special. So, are you? And everyone, really. They just have to dig in and peel back the damage that you didn't do. You're born into a lot of stuff. That's why the world is screwed up. They're born into the stuff. We have to start at the core. Peel back all the garbage. Get to the healing value of the garlic inside of us. The healing value of the onion inside of us. Yeah, it's rough, it's stinky, but when we eat it and we take it, it cures, right? It cures. Some of the medicine, like my tea this morning I'm drinking with Pam. And she goes, yeah, I want some of that too. I want some of that. I said, okay, I only drink half. So we split a glass. And it's my Rishi tea at www.thetaiday.com. Whole Rishi mushrooms sliced up, super inexpensive. I went on to another, I just happened upon it yesterday, another Thai website selling herbs and stuff. Turmeric for $39 for 90 capsules. They're stealing your money. It's not that good. It wasn't even organic. I've got organic for a fraction of the price. It isn't on our website yet, but the Rishi mushrooms are affordable, healing. So my liver enzymes were through the roof. No, they're in range. I even forgot about it. But when I took a physical, they said, oh, they didn't say, oh, yeah, one of the reasons, a little bit out of range. Nothing. Nothing. Do yourself a favor. Manage your mind. Manage your words. Sculpt your life. Make your life the sculpture it's meant to be. Simple. Not always easy. For sure it's not easy. Depends where you are. It could be very easy for you. Just manage your mind. Manage your words. Manage your actions. Man, you got a life. Live it. Vibrant. Share the buzz. Inspire other people. Don't ever leave them in a flat, boring state. Get a smile out of them. Work on it. Leave a word of wisdom behind. whether it's plastic you're talking about, it doesn't matter. Health, vibrancy, anything. But whatever it is that you like kind of enjoy or you work on and you know can change things for the better in life, you know, boom, a little tough love. But you got to work at it. Oh, well, you shouldn't have said, no. Get people, they're just moving along, just like the cash register. Somebody calls me, I'm talking on the phone, I'm talking to people on the website, I'm talking to the bank, I'm talking to the crowd. Is there anything else I can do for you, sir? I go, you know, I've already had my breakfast, and it's probably a little early for a pizza, so you don't need to send me the pizza. And probably 7 out of 10 people get that. Sometimes, if it's around lunchtime, I say, yeah, would you please send me a pizza? Let them go back and talk and have a laugh with a few people. Like, this guy was a little different. He asked me to deliver a pizza if there's something else we can do. Sometimes I say a salad. Sometimes I say a coffee, whatever it is. But don't leave them flat like it's just mechanical robot. Make the day a day. That's why I live the Thai day. I'll tell you what. One of my days might equal 2 or 3 months of somebody's life. The activity I put into it, the vibrancy, the fun, the smiles, and the aliveness that I put into life. And I'm not saying I'm any greater or better, but it's just what I do. So make your day a great day, whether it's a USA day, a European day, an American day, a Middle Eastern day. It doesn't matter what kind of day, an Asian day. Make it a great day. See ya. I'm having my Thai lunch. www.thethaiday.com and www, simple enough, peterstonelive.com. peterstonelive.com or Peter Stone Live. Are we going to live? Are we going to be alive? Let's live life. I'll be back. You'll be seeing more of me if you want. But I'll be here every day, one form or another, whether I'm doing my jewelry or just talking about life. And I hope one person got something from the moment, because I'm really having fun. And it helps me. Helping you helps me. And maybe the world can be on a more positive note. Okay, I'm going.